Oh.
And here we go. Namaste. I'd love to invite you to step into this moment with us and know that the moment you decided to come resculpt the world of sound, you already started to resculpt it with sound. So it may have been a week ago or days ago that you began the journey. And I will let Resa introduce us to her voice, as you heard my voice already for a minute.
Hi. So we're surrounded by sound and by the resonance of it and the flow of it, and we invite it into our lives, and we often think of sound acting upon us. So the truth of it is that we all have our own resonance, so we're acting upon the world. We're inviting the world to dance with our resonance. So when we speak, when we sing, when we move, we're impacting all of the sound around us. And as women, we have vibrational cycles that move within us that are the same as those within all of nature. So we reflect it back. And the more that we open to that and can let that happen, the greater our connection and with each other and with the with that place where all sound begins. So if you follow a tone as far as you can hear it with your ear and still continue to sense the vibration after that, you can follow that tone all the way back and it will come to the source of your own heart. Because the source of everything, that is where sound begins. So, and with that kind of energy, of course we can resculpt the world. Shape what's happening and follow that whole path of the vibration of love. And love has such a warm connotation, and that whole kind of glide just out in all directions. But remember that love is one of the strongest pieces there is in all life, because it's love that stands up when nobody is willing to stand. And it's love that makes decisions when no one wants to make a decision. And it's love that can say, I'm sorry, or I was wrong. Those are strong positions. And when we do that, we change the dynamic in that moment. So we're sculpting the world with our words. And you've heard Cezarina sing. You hear the lullabies and you feel that place where your whole soul kind of yearns to be on that flow. Those are all the places where we resculpt the world. Back to you, Madame.
Oh, I have to read. This is not my poem, but it is written by a woman. It's called Mother, and it would be a nice way to tune into the words of the poetry as well. We're mixing the sound media today a little bit. So we allow for the spaces for you to feel the resonance with perhaps the verse, the song, the sharing, the story. It says, you'll wait for me in the indigo twilight when the first star wishing star begins to twinkle in the sky. I wait for you in the indigo twilight, ready to sing the star song, ready to say the wishing poem, longing to know the warmth of leaning into you. I can feel the notes of the song humming up from deep inside you, humming us back together. Two hearts beating warm in the wide world. You wished for me on the star long ago, before I was born. You said, and I wish for you now, that you know the vast peace of the heavens, the starlight guides your way. Retracing the steps back to where sound became my way of communicating with life. I was told when I was a baby, my grandmother would carry me in her arms at night on this winter, and there are these beautiful pine trees, and on the school property next to our house, on both sides of the schoolyard, and she would take me late at night. Under the moonlight and walk with me. She thought that was a beautiful ritual connecting with me. And I was told that every time that she carried me under the moonlight, I would point to the stars and I would make sounds. And it brought so much joy to her that she wrote pages and pages and pages in her journal about those nights and how I was speaking with the stars and brought her that joy and in her daily life, and allow her to forget about her problems, her mind stuff. And so now that we invoke the starlight energy, we had to, we're all made of stars. So we all communicate at a deep level, whether we are conscious of it or not. We are hoping through this session to retrace all our steps somehow deeper in our being to some of these sources of the starlight within, the expressions that come forth at this moment in time for some of us. And the intention for this circle really is to be a container of this unconditional love and total acceptance and surrender of what is coming through. And that in itself is very nurturing and very healing. And I'm sure Resa will have more to say about her vision of what this circle is. Up until a week or 10 days ago, her and I did not know that we are holding this vision together in a separate way. And then the vision was coming to be woven as one thread through this decision to sculpt the world of sound with you.
Sometimes, as we've been talking, we realize that we put we use sound all the time to make our way. So it's sometimes, you know how you do something and you think, oh, everybody does that, right? Because you're doing it, you do it easily, you think, ah. And then all of a sudden you come to the realization that not everybody does it, although everybody is able to do it. So as we were talking, we realized that we both did it, and we wanted to open a door and create a place where people could try different things. So I work with people using sound for healing, and I tell them there is no sound that you make by chance. They all have purpose. And you'll find that you go back. So when you walk into a room and you find yourself going, that's not by chance, because there is something that you need to take in and release. And that's what happens. We have a new person. Hello.
Yes. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, is this Lisa?
Hi, honey.
Hi, good to have you with us. We're speaking in the circle, so welcome. Get comfortable. Yeah, and tune in.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me with you.
It's very exciting.
Hello, Lisa. This is Resa, or it says the Resa under my picture because my legal name is Teresa. So.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that's creative. Hi, Resa.
Hi. We're just really getting started, and Cezarina, we had talked about people letting us know in one word or a short phrase what brought them here with us today.
Okay.
So perhaps you can start. Putting you on the spot.
I like that one. Okay. Wish fulfillment brought me here today. So manifestation.
Say, you want to say something?
Yes, Robin. Hello, Robin.
Share our phrase, even though we're, our situation. We're being a little family, just the two of us together. I would say sympathetic resonance brought me here. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Our 4-year-old participant can.
Why are you here?
What did she say?
It was a pretend secret.
No, it wasn't.
It's just sounds.
No, it is not.
She definitely has a reason.
She wants to say thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Hello, this is Jabeen.
Hi.
What brought me here was soul songs.
Hi, Jabeen. So nice
Hello.
to meet you. Where
Nice
are you
to meet you
calling
too.
from?
I'm in Toronto.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Hi, it's Kelly. Just bear with me. I'm actually having a Crohn's attack. I'm trying to bear through this right now, and I haven't had one in 2 years, so I'm kind of just being silent. Okay.
Sure.
Thanks.
Could we take a moment and just all take our hands and place them toward the screen for Kelly, or wherever we feel is the place that centers us, and just close our eyes for a moment and take a deep breath, and then whatever tone comes to you is what you're going to let out, and we're sending it to Kelly to assist her with this that she's in the midst of. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in.
Thank you.
And then release.
Hi, Lisa. and Ezra is 2 years old. So it looks like we have a 2 and a 4-year-old. But we have some brand new son children co-creators today too. So that's great. Hi Ezra, I saw you earlier today. Lisa, would you like to share your intention?
My intention, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm here for healing, basically on a physical level, but also on all levels. And I love listening to Cezarina's voice. It's so healing.
Thank you, Carmen. I'm glad you're here. Lisa, I'm muted.
Hi.
Hi.
Our phrase would be spiritual brainwaves.
Your intention is what?
Spiritual brainwaves.
Okay.
See, I have an academic interest in this because I'm a PhD audiologist,
Mm-hmm.
and I deal with sound in a hearing capacity every day, but I'm also interested in how sound impacts us spiritually on a cortical level. I know that sounds pretty academic. But Ezra's here with me, and he's enjoying the presentation as well.
Yes.
I just opened a present.
Welcome, Eden. I think I can see you.
Hi.
Hi.
I get present.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Yay! I can't see you.
Oh,
I can't see you.
We can
Never
hear
mind.
you.
Yay!
We're just going around the circle, so you came in at the right time. We're just setting an intention or sharing one word to describe the intention of why we are here this moment. We are obviously committed to resculpt the world of sound, so why is that?
My one word intention. I think love. Am I allowed to just say love? It sounds so simple, but I think it's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say love. What was yours?
I haven't said mine yet.
Oh, okay. Yay! Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Hi.
Some of us you can see, some of us you can hear. They're on the phone. So we're just experiencing the togetherness and the energy of the stillness and of the sound together today. My intention is the celebration of something that has been on my heart for a long time. It's like manifesting. So I celebrate the manifestation of it. I guess it's similar to what Resa said. I just said it differently. She said wish fulfillment. I say celebration.
I like that celebration.
Mm-hmm. I would love to have Resa share a couple of thoughts on the power of resonance and the 3 predominant tones that she spoke with me a while back. She spoke to me about it a while back, and I found it very fascinating because I think it will help us to reorient ourselves into the power of sound in a new way. It re-guides or takes us into a new direction to filter this awareness of how consciousness moves in action through thought and sound.
Okay. So for me, thoughts are like tones. They come and they go. So we'll see what's in the lake of sound for us now. I did want to just make a note to say soul songs. So I call them resonant signatures. And for some people, the intonation of words become the song, so that we see the difference between saying wish fulfillment and in celebration. So we have words that are actually sounding distinctly and reach out and touch people in different ways. So individually, our soul songs are comprised of a minimum of 3 tones, and it can go anywhere up from there. Those tones are the actual signature of our vital self, our core of everything that is. And that is what we filter the world through when we're balanced, because we are able to realize that our song is part of the tapestry that weaves throughout all the worlds. And that when we thread our song into that tapestry and we let it be where it is meant to be and walk with it, that we are moving incrementally, sometimes at high speed, sometimes so slow that our breath seems to freeze as we breathe in and out. But all of that is resonance, and it impacts our physicality and the physical world around us. So that when we say that we're resculpting our world, we're talking about the parallels between the physical world and the spiritual world, because when we work on one, we cannot help but work on the other, because they are, in some ways, one is a mask of the other. And if we take off the mask that we've grown over time in order to fit into the world and be accepted into the world at that value, then the richness of the sound within us has its scope right there when someone looks at you. And you all know, you meet the people that as soon as you hear their voice or you see them, you know that that's a person that's meant to have a space in your life. Whether it's not for another 20 years, because you might see them in passing and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a room with them. It might be that it's someone you're meant to be working with directly or have relationship with, or however that flows. And it may be something totally unknown until you and that person have communion, until that communion occurs. So think of the word communion. Feel it. Just say it for a minute. Communion. The way that it flows in your mouth. Where does your tongue go? How do your lips form? And if you think sometimes when you say something, you can say, I say something. I say something. Say it. Do it. Do it has a very different feel than say it. Think of the release sound from the Tibetan healing sound, right? Say it. Say. So
Powerful.
often, if you're working with people with sound and you say it, because they've been holding it so tight, and then if you just minimally say as they begin, it helps that release happen because you're supporting them in making that release. So we all have things we want to say, but what about the things you want to hear? Is it, I go along, my tones are always like, la ma ya hue do shh. So you can meet me in the hallway, and I work in a corporation by day, and I'll be singing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody even blinks an eye anymore. Because, and they don't treat me like, I'm the crazy lady who maybe has too many gray hairs or anything like that. They actually will come around and listen to what music and sound I have where I am. Because there's a longing to have that freedom. So that's what we're looking for, is how do we express that love and that essence of ourselves out into the world, and have the intention of what the world will be. Because we can make all kind, people have used music to say it was the root of this or that or the other thing, but let's really talk about music, about sound. What about percussion? Who doesn't like to hear percussion every once in a while? Those beats and that rhythm, and the people who can create rhythms that are extraordinary. And those rhythms are within us.
Mm-hmm.
Your own blood, the way it pumps. What about cells and how they move and they recreate? What is that sound? Everything has a resonance. So we're gathering all that, and we're going, yes, this is all of us. We can shape this world. So today, if you do a gliding scale in the beginning of the day, because you wake up and you're like, I'm going to admit, I would love to tell you I was always happy and go lucky. I'm not. Okay, sometimes I get up and please don't talk to me. All right, so I go in the shower, and my husband knows when this happens. Don't disturb me until I'm done. And I go in, I go, ah, and then I do a hunter's call. Oh, 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 oh. Then you do the slider again. Ah.
I love
Those
it.
tones now raised in vibration. So it changed my vibration. So whatever was sitting on top of my resonance is now shaken off. That doesn't mean I've resolved it, but I might have more of an ability to. So I'm not sure I hit everything that Cezarina wanted me to, but what I'm trying to say is this is a key to move through the world and to impact that space that's around you. Because when someone else comes into contact with you, now they have that they felt. It's impacted their circle around them. And then they go and impact the next person. So you've created a domino effect of love. You've said, this is my intention. This is my way in the world. And I can begin this every moment. And even when you're sad or in need, you still have love. It doesn't change that you have that and you're giving it out. So that's what I have now. Hopefully it helps.
Yes. Shall we begin with sound? Shall we explore the sounds and feel them and receive them today? After swimming in these beautiful pieces of awareness and confirming within ourselves and feeling the excitement through the words you spoke. It was there. I was swimming with the sounds. But then I was feeling they're getting closer. They're calling for melodies.
You and I talked about seeing if people wanted to create some sound together.
Yes.
And let it go and see how we perceive it later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now they can hear us. Sit down here.
I get excited when the children are around and they're eager to hear and sing along. Yeah.
No wonder I couldn't hear. I didn't have the thing pulled in all the way.
Yes.
Okay. So are you saying, so we'll just start?
Yes.
Okay.
If you'd like me to, I can start with the song and then that might break the ice,
Yes.
or I can have them. I think I should start with the song to break the ice.
I think
Sometimes that's all we need to activate something. We need a familiar sound or song.
Yes.
So, and it looks like the children are excited. I can feel the excitement in my heart. So, and Cal and Ezra with us today.
You like that? Oh.
Yeah. I love it. So I will close my eyes and allow some sounds, some melody to come forth, asking for the right tones, for the right melody to envelop our being, to give us courage, to nurture and help us create together some more sounds. So,
You're done singing?
so let's see if you might feel connected to. I'm trying to unmute everyone. And unless you don't want to be unmuted, you can unmute yourself if you like. In case you would like to co-create some sound, perhaps Resa can get us started. I'm hoping that hearing my sound, my resonance is encouraging you to let your throat chakra, your voice just flow with absolutely no thinking, no mind attached to what comes out, just playing the sound through the throat, through letting it flow like liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold, that's what comes to me in a moment.
I'm going to be Cezarina. I'm going to mute myself really quick.
Sure.
Okay.
Sit on the ball. Can I tell you like this thing?
He didn't mean to make you all stop. That was beautiful.
It was amazing. Thank you.
So thank you. It has been my dream to be online with a group of people who could open their throats for a moment and let sound happen. So thank you.
Thank you. That felt great.
It's the first step. It's a courageous step. It feels amazing. Yes. We celebrate. We celebrate every sound. Even if it's very faint, it doesn't matter. It's the intention to move energy through your body and your throat and let this liquid gold come forth and bless the world. So remember that. So perhaps this evening after the call, a little later after the virtual circle is over, you get into your shower or you go into your car and you're driving to the grocery store and you're going to find yourself singing silly and you're going to laugh and you're going to think, oh, I got this started. No one can stop me now. I would love to hear that testimonial.
And you'll find, even if you listen to this recording again, you'll hear repetitive tones between Cezarina and I. And those are our resonant signatures, our soul song. And the thing about that is that the more that we are familiar with that, the more we build other tones around it to make these communities. And then we actually, those tones go out and draw to us the people that we work with, you know, because they're part of this entire community. And there's no limits. There are no limits.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling the flute again, Resa. My heart is pulsing with this call, like flute, flute, flute. so I'm gonna listen to the inner child calling for the flute, and I spoke it. I spoke my desire, my wish.
My pleasure.
The flute is beautiful. The sounds were amazing. Thank you very much.
I got a glimpse of Eden with the flute as well, and I wanted to ask, what was she thinking about using the flute? Perhaps I had no idea there was a flute in your life. You're on mute, so I'm gonna unmute you 1 second. Was there a flute in your life? I didn't know about it.
I have never played it before. It's actually my mom's, but I saw yours, and it looks like you have an eagle on the top. Do you have?
Aha.
Oh, it looks very similar to my mom's flute.
Yes.
What tone is it?
This is a G, and it was made in Colorado by a father and son group. They're called High Spirits, and they make all sizes of flute. They make a tiny pocket flute.
Oh,
that's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what tone this is.
So they make theirs, and they put an insignia on the back. It looks like a.
It's an F.
Okay. Okay. So it's in the key of F.
Cool.
Yes.
I have a bunch of instruments in my little sacred space, and sometimes I feel like twiddling around with them, but do anything.
Definitely.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Whenever you want to twiddle, I'd love to listen.
It starts now, Eden. Remember, we are doing it now. We are re-sculpting the world as we speak.
It's really, oh, my tea is ready. Hang on 1 second.
I just absolutely love the tone of that flute. And then I heard the tea kettle. So there was this marriage of sound. I just absolutely love the now moment and what it creates. We will wait for you. So, yes. Meantime, would love to go around, and anyone else who is on the call that would like to unmute themselves or they want to say anything about what is happening. Perhaps there is a feeling or something to share. Don't be shy. We're here together. Create a nurturing space and listen. Listen to silence and listen to our hearts as well.
Hi, it's Jabin.
Hi, Jabin.
I just wanted to say thank you because, you know, when we started making the sound, I was very hesitant, and it took a while for me to just, okay, let that liquid gold out. And it just felt so freeing and just great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say thank you to Resa for that flute. It was really nice to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
My pleasure.
Eden is back. We are sharing a thought or a feeling, even something about the movement of the sound through and in between our hearts today, as we're weaving the circle virtually, and yet we're closer than ever. We don't even have to be physically in the same space to be weaving magic these days. So going back to the feeling space, how are you? How is your tea?
My tea is still too hot to drink. But I'm feeling definitely more open.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I was nervous about the fact of having it like as an online thing, but it feels totally over here. And I like it. I really like it. It's definitely allowing my heart to open.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear the sounds very clearly through the microphones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always suggest using earbuds if you want a stronger sound. That's why I'm wearing mine. You don't have to, but it does help. Anyone else would like to share? Maybe Lisa, I'm going to unmute you for a minute. If you want to, I know I'm going to have to find you. Here, I found you.
Hi.
Hi. Anything to share after the sound?
I think that what really spoke to me was when Resa spoke about the gliding scales and using her voice in the morning. I don't necessarily do that exactly, but I have a 1 hour commute to work every morning, and I sing in the car. And on the mornings that I make an effort to do that, I feel readied for my day. It centers me, it grounds me. Something about using my voice and hearing my own voice brings me to a place where I can face my day. So I liked hearing that other people have that same experience in the mornings.
Yes, definitely. I have witnesses in my children.
I didn't ask Eden if her flute was done playing, because I felt like it was interrupted by the kettle sound of the tea. So if you would like to pick it up again, and it was very lovely. If you want to try it again, if it feels right to you. We are all welcoming the sound. No? Okay. But thank you for the sound that happened previously. That was very, very nice. Was there another instrument, Lisa, that we were planning to share before we? I think there is, yes. I'm excited.
This is a small Celtic harp. It hasn't been happy with me today, with the tuning, so we'll see how we do.
Are you sure you're not plucking at stars? Because I had this picture of you plucking stars in the sky. I don't think you're plucking strings. Oh dear. And of course another poem that I wanted to read. It's called Star Watch. It's so perfect. I think the harp called this one. They watch us so tenderly, those stars that come early in the late blue afternoon, as if they cannot bear not to see us when we're hidden in our Sunday best. Oh, Stella, Estella, Arian Rod, Rosemarinus, star of the sea, and always Venus, first and last, reminding us to love. I am comforted by this presence in the darkening, as if the Mother of Stars has set a watch of wisdom and compassion to take us through the night.
Very nice.
That's so beautiful. I mean, it's so true, isn't it? When you look up and see those first stars and the draw and the, you know, the moon that will be coming this week and the draw of the cowl of the moon. And when you sing to the mother, to the moon mother, how the cowl draws toward the earth as if that energy comes towards you and to touch you. And if you look at the trees in the areas where we have winter, you see the trees and the moonlight makes runes out of the branches of the trees. So when you look upon the earth, it's like a communion between moon and earth, where she touches, these sisters touch and communicate through the drawings of the branches in shadow on the earth and the snow and the ice. So I like that a lot.
Me too. I'm speechless. And I wanted to invite everyone else who would love to talk. I want to be honoring our time. It's 7 already. Perhaps we can go back around the virtual circle, and for whoever would like to share perhaps one word that holds the essence of what is it that you're bringing out of this experience into the world to re-sculpt and continue to re-sculpt your world, the sound. What is it that you're going to carry out of here as a gift today?
My word is inspiration.
My word is create.
Lisa, I am muted you, so you can.
You can't.
My word is
You can't.
my word is capability.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You can't.
And I think that Ezra has a word too. What is his?
You can't smash it. You can't smash it.
Okay.
I can make a banana.
He's making a banana.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. He knows it's perfect. Robin, are you, can I unmute you?
Perfect.
Yeah, hi, I'm here.
Hey, do you want to share something?
Yeah. Agency, I think. It's sort of like capability, but like to remember creative capacity, power, and sound from sound.
Mm-hmm.
The source of everything. It's nice to be reminded and to connect with others around that. So agency.
Mm-hmm.
Going to my daughter again. It's almost bedtime, so
Yes.
lovely spending the evening with all of you
Yes.
in 1 year. Sometimes we do. And in my heart.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Robin.
Bye.
Bye. Isa, would you like to share something?
Well, my word would be awakening.
Awakening. Quite a few powerful list of words tonight.
Makes one powerful team.
Mm-hmm. I will check with Kelly in a little bit and see how she's doing. She had to leave the call, so I think she's fine. Resa, would you like to speak to what's happening next?
Well, when Cezarina and I were talking about this, we thought that we would open this for a weekly event. So you can bring people, we'll go through it. And the whole idea being to move forward. So if somebody's coming, they'll probably want to look at the previous Zooms, to, you know, the recordings, to see what has been said and talked about. Not that it won't be talked about again, but just to get a flavor, you know. And then just as we had talked about in the beginning, we want people to have a comfort with it. And then as we do go down the road, we're going to offer the piece as a membership piece, where you come in and you can be a member of the group, and there would be a fee based on that. I'm not a good talker about fees because I get convoluted. So I'm just going to lay that out there, and it'll be in writing, and then you can ask us about it. And I have been doing sound work for a long time, and I had students who worked with me to learn the way that I did sound, which doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just the way that I do it, and they were drawn to that. What I would say is that when you make a commitment to something that is a core of life, so people say there was darkness and then there was light, it's the biblical wording, and I say there was silence and then there was sound. Mm-hmm. So for me, that is the creation myth. And I believe that we can re-sculpt this world. And I think there are things that we love that we would love to be evident for everybody. So that's the commitment. And Cezarina and I are following spirit as we do it. We're just moving down that road. You know, it says, open your mouth, say that. So I hope that you'll decide to join us.
Yes, exciting. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being so brave. Yes?
Beautiful.
Jobin, thank you for tuning in. Were you saying something?
No, I wasn't saying anything, but I'm just very grateful for this session and to meet you all. And I look forward to future events.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this beautiful session, for this nice gathering and the nice sounds and flute. It was really lovely.
We feel very privileged to have stepped into this space with you today. I do. And it will carry into this coming week. So just stay present with what is emerging from this session. It's going to continue to create. So just be aware of the magic that comes from these tiny steps forward. They might feel like tiny steps. You just showed up on Zoom, but you've done more than that.
And you can always ask questions or post in the group.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
exactly.
So that we can support each other in this journey of sound and re-sculpting all the tools.
Thank you, Eden, for being brave and playing the flute for the first time.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, show it to you. I'm definitely feeling inspired to practice, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any tips for me about how to go about learning, is it just feeling it?
So I'm going to tell you that I'm a classically trained musician, but I don't use any of that when I play the flute and the harp. So,
I feel like it has to be a spirit-driven instrument.
Yes. So just follow it and you will find exactly what you need.
So let's close our eyes then, or you don't have to. You could just listen to this earth bell. I'm gonna try to play this. You hear it? And with your next breath, let the new creation begin. Namaste. I hope to see you again next week.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste to all. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Bye, y'all.
Bye.